Hassan,
Hey, what's up, dude?
how you doing, man?
Good, how are you?
Good. Good to
meet
meet you as well. I'm Gavin. Great to meet you, bro.
Yeah, how are you?
How you doing?
I'm Caleb.
Caleb, okay,
Yeah,
great to meet you
nice
too,
to
man.
meet you. Yeah.
Awesome, man. Glad you guys made it out here.
Yeah, well, thanks for
Another day in paradise. I want to thank Hassan for coming all the way down from up in Oregon and visiting me. We had a great time. See him at the beginning of this video, and I want to talk all about like his experience with intermittent fasting and what type of results that he's had and modifying his fasting routine and his training. Okay, so Hassan, he's 18 years old, and he's from up in Oregon. He's a freshman in college. He'd found my channel from watching some of the Grego Gallagher Kino Body videos, and he said that he really related to some of the things I talked about. And he one of the things I like that he mentioned is he said that he wasn't really connecting with the guys who did a lot of the bro science. Thomas DeLauer, he mentioned it was one of them, talks about the bro science, and he liked the fact that I kind of stayed away from that. And to give you an example about what I mean by that is guys who you know, for example, really try to like break everything down scientifically, but it really doesn't have any proof, but there's some scientific studies maybe done on some monkeys or something, or some rats, or you know, it just doesn't really prove anything in the way of science. And I think maybe what he's identified with, and a lot of other people, is that I realize that the only scientific proof for any of this crap is a human clinical trial. All right? So show me a human clinical trial published in peer-reviewed journals, reviewed by medical professionals, published in their journals, okay, that has been done on a before and after test group of people, and then you have proof. Other than that, it's experience. So save me the bro science. There's no proof. Studies are not proof. It has to be a human clinical trial, all right? So it could be a reference point. I think it's an interesting reference point, but really, I like what Hassan said, and it's just really, it's experience and someone who's walking the walk or talking the talk. And so let me just share a little bit more about his story. Yeah, so he found my channel last year, about a year ago, and he'd never been lean. He'd been athletic, he'd been training. What he decided to do was kind of like really commit to it over last summer. And as opposed to doing the 16-8 routine like a lot of guys have done, he said that he really identified with the 1 meal a day strategy. And as a student, he really wanted to build muscle, but also get lean. And so he actually first tried the 16-8, and he noticed that he wasn't seeing results as quickly. And then, I believe that's what Hassan said. You can leave a comment, Hassan, if that was right. But then he went over to more of the 1 meal a day strategy, which is eating at like a 22-hour fast, 21-hour fast, no less than a 20-hour fast every single day, and fitting the meal in about a 2-hour period ideally. It's about 22 hours. He said that even going to a 24-hour fast, really shrinking his meal down even smaller, was even the most effective. One of the things that he said that I really identified with, and I thought I wanted to share with you guys, and that is, if you look at his picture on the thumbnail here, you'll see that, you know, he's got a lot of size on him. He's 6'4", and he's got good size, very good size. He's a lot bigger than me. I think he's what did he say he was, 205 or 210? So I'm about, you know, just about 158 right now. So he said that he gained strength and he gained muscle through intermittent fasting at the 1 meal a day strategy. He did not lose strength at all. He actually got stronger and leaner. And he was really adamant about talking about that, and, you know, basically sharing that. The fact that by doing the 1 meal a day, the warrior diet style approach, not the 16-8, but the real 1 meal a day, he could eat anything he wanted, just completely chow down. And he was on a student meal program, or, you know, he eat with whatever the school he had at school at the time, and he would basically do an all you can eat in that one meal. And just load up. Didn't count any calories. And he said over the last, I think it was 6 months, he has not been doing intermittent fasting at all. So he wasn't as lean as he was. But he's going to start again in a month. That's his plan. He's been trying to put on even more weight and strength over the winter time. And if you look back on the video that I did about how to increase human growth hormone 2,000% naturally without supplements, this is an exact like testimonial proof of someone's experience of that, where they're actually leaning down. He's actually leaning down and getting stronger through this 1 meal a day strategy. And I thought it was just wanted to share that what a big difference it is in his testimony of going from that 16:8. And I think it's a good start at 16:8. But if you think about it, this is what Hassan said. If you think about it, 8 hours a day you're eating food. I mean, most people are probably only up and doing stuff for maybe 12 hours a day. You know, there's stuff maybe chilling, lounging, then getting ready for bed or whatever. So that means of the say 12 hours you're active, 8 hours you're eating food. That's too much, he said. He didn't like that idea, and I thought it was a really interesting point of what he said about that and his experience. So big shout out to Hassan. Hassan also mentioned that a huge difference that he noticed when he would train at this 1 meal a day strategy, fully fasted at say a 20 to 24 hour fasting period, he would almost run to the gym. Like, he was so excited to get in there and train on his strength days that he would literally just almost run to the gym, in comparison to before, where he would go and he would just do it, kind of be going through the motions. So he explained like this heightened state of alertness and excitement to going in and training that he'd never experienced before. And, you know, I could attest that that's the human growth hormone and picking up. And especially as an 18-year-old young man, he's got like this just incredible charge of testosterone and human growth hormone pumping through his body when he's allowing himself that much time to be without food and then going in and training. The body's just like in survival mode and just going into just absolutely smash PRs in the gym. The last thing that Hassan had mentioned that he was experimenting with, which is a calisthenics training routine. So kind of in comparison to like the body weight mastery that Kino Body had talked about before, which I have not done, but something, you know, where he'd been experimenting a lot with doing that type of training, not specifically that, but just his own version of a calisthenics body weight exercise training. And he said that he's gotten like incredible amount of enjoyment, strength, and a lot more definition through that style of training. He did say that one big thing that was lacking, though, is chest development. He said that if anyone were to go to the calisthenics style training, bodyweight style training, that he noticed that there was no chest development at all with that. So you'd have to really combine the two, like a strength routine and a calisthenics or bodyweight training routine, to create the nice symmetry and total aesthetic overall physique. Otherwise, the chest would be lagging. So, hey, I just want to say thanks to Hassan for coming to visit me. And hey, you guys ever come out in this neck of the woods? Definitely what he did was left a comment with his email address, and he told me what he was doing. It was like a really specific comment. And I think he may have even followed up. So if I didn't see it the first time, he may have even followed up a second time, I don't know. So just if that ever comes up again for anybody else, they're going to be in the area, they want to come out. I'm going to be back and forth between here in Sacramento and San Francisco. You can always do the same. So leave a comment, hit the like button, and be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Hassan, this is great to meet you, man. 1 meal a day, big testimony.
Yeah. 4K TVs. That's all I've seen. So, yeah.
Let's do that.
I definitely could use. We started from 8 and 9.